Here we go. What's going on, Eurovoxxers? Hello, everybody.
Hey.
So we've just seen the results from Croatia. We just watched Dora 2021, and the winning song is Albina with TikTok. I'm sure that I know that there are a lot of people who might have been expecting a different result, but I think that there are also a lot of people who are happy with this. Gordana Christo is saying Albina rules. Nice to see you. Leo is saying, I mean, I assume that you're talking about Albina, maybe. Clavs is saying
My age,
that
yes.
your age. Croatia will be somewhere in the middle of his top. And Leo's saying, finally, we have an all-in-one song. It's interesting to think of it that way. I think that this was certainly one of the songs with the full package. Let's talk to some of the people we have here. We're joined by Nikola in Serbia. Is that right?
Yes.
And Jana in Germany. Although you're living in Germany
right now in Germany. Yeah, I'm back.
So Nikola, tell me, what did you think about Albina's song?
I think it's very radio friendly, very current, very it's interesting song. I love that it's bilingual. It's very trendy. Title is very catchy. You can connect it with TikTok. So performance was excellent. I love dancers. I love costumes. I loved it, actually. It was really good.
Jana, I know that you were one of the people that was hoping for a different result. So tell me, who was it that you wanted to win, and what do you think about the winner that was selected?
Well, my winner was first Rijeka, but then I wasn't very happy about her performance, and then I really loved Tony's song, the last one. The staging was great, and well, I knew he wouldn't win, but well. And TikTok, I don't know, maybe it will grow on me after some time. I will give it another listen, but it's not really my type of music. But I have to admit, I really like the ending when she's switching to Croatian. I really like this. Clara,
how about you? Are you on board with Albina's song?
I am on board, but I love like the TikTok. It just gives me like Eurovision vibes. I was hearing, and I do take notes on the songs as they go. And the first note I took from Albina was, this sounds with Eurovision potential, because this sounds like a song with, I don't want to say this sounds like a song we've already heard in Eurovision, because it's a new song, but it's a vibe, it's a formula that we've heard before, and we know it works, and it's really catchy, and I don't have any problem with people repeating this formula. She was giving me Shady Lady vibes with TikTok from Maria Jezemchuk from Ukraine 2014, I want to say. Jezemchuk. I don't know how to pronounce it. I just first names because that's all my foreign mouth can say. And I don't want to offend anybody. So I really like the song. I think it's going to be so much fun to like watch and like mimic in our bedrooms, and yeah, I think it's fun. I do think, however, she needs to work on her vocals, because there's some parts that she goes off key, but overall I love it, and she is fabulous. She's so good looking, and I'm a straight girl, just so you know.
I mean, as somebody who appreciates female beauty, I would have to agree with you.
Exactly.
And yeah, I mean, had great stage presence. I didn't really notice, too many flaws in the vocals, and we never really get like a perfect vocal performance for anyone, but obviously certain people have that capacity a little bit more than others. And I think that overall, like in terms of thinking visuals, song, feel and everything, I think that this really was the full package. I know I'm seeing a lot of people who are disappointed that it wasn't Nina. I see Kassar, who says that Nina should have won. Jessica also thinks that Nina was great and could have done well had she won. And Jana, you mentioned that Nina was
Nina already went. It's really good to give an opportunity to other people sometimes.
Totally. Jana, what is it that you liked about Nina's song?
Yeah, I kind of agree with Clara. Maybe it's fair that she didn't win this time because she already participated at Eurovision. But on the other hand, her song was so great and so traditional. I really liked the melody, vibes, everything. So yeah, it also deserves, I think.
And for you, Nikola, was Nina's song more your thing, or do you, if you had to choose between Nina's and ALBINA's in terms of something that you would listen on a regular basis, which one would it be for you?
I would definitely choose Nina because her song is definitely unique and it sounds Croatian. I cannot see that song representing any other country in Eurovision, whereas I can see TikTok being from some other country. So I think Nina is definitely something that reflects Croatian roots and culture, and it's all in Croatian language. And but I wasn't actually very satisfied with performance. I think maybe it was because she was show opener. Maybe she was nervous, but yeah, I think ALBINA, she was more confident on stage.
Mm-hmm. Now,
in the end, I'm happy with the results.
Yeah, yeah, and I can see that as well. And I think that when it came to Nina's song, for me personally, when we listened to the clips last week when they came out, it was very familiar for Eurovision, and I think that it certainly it could have been an option, certainly. But I do think that when we're thinking about Eurovision in 2021, it does seem a little bit dated as far as I'm concerned. And Clara, you alluded to the fact that with TikTok, it is kind of a formula as well, but it's still like I still see a little bit more promise in terms of a result for Croatia, because we have to remember that it's been now 4 years. I mean, I guess if you don't count 2020 because it didn't happen, then it would be 2018 and 2019 that Croatia didn't qualify, but you know, we want them back in the final, and I think that certainly out of at least between those two, I would say this one probably has a better opportunity. But I know at the same time that there are lots of people that really look for those traditional elements in Eurovision songs. Go ahead, Clara.
Yes, I agree with both points. With Nikola and Stuart's point, I agree that this song has very little identity, national identity, if you want to put it this way. The same as with Toma and Ocean of Love. I thought these were two songs that sounded great, super radio friendly, but I didn't feel identity behind them. But I also know that Eurovision this year or these past years have managed to draw in a different audience, like a younger that in the past maybe early 2000s or the 10th decade of from 2010 to 2020, there's been a renewal of Eurovision and a renewal of new audience. There's more younger people getting behind it, and I think TikTok is a great song for this new audience.
Tom Stevenson says that he thinks TikTok is more accessible internationally than Rijeka. He thinks that TikTok needs modernizing a bit, but it's got a good catchy chorus. I don't know. It sounds pretty modern to me. It sounds pretty in line with you know, the kind of music that we see both in and out of Eurovision. Maria is saying they must hire Sasha Jean-Baptiste for choreography. Are you familiar with this name, Nikola?
Yes, definitely. She's amazing. Yeah. But I think they already have amazing choreography. There's no need for Sasha.
Yeah, this was great.
Yeah,
but I think it needs a revamp.
You think it needs a revamp? Oh, in terms of like changing the, you know, shifting the structure around a little bit?
Yeah, for example, yes. And maybe a bit more Croatian, but I don't know if it's possible, so.
What else
I'm not so... I mean, a rhythm would be nice, but I like the sound how it is. I just think the rhythm should be on the staging and the big thought should be put around the stage presence.
Yeah, and I think that sometimes, like, I know that it's very popular to throw around the word revamp, but I think we also saw examples from last year when revamps were unnecessary. And, you know, sometimes, like, if you've got something that's, especially if it's already won a selection, then you don't have to like go too far away from that. I think that already speaks to it having some strength, and you know, you don't want to ruin, you don't want to fix what isn't broken, right? Your Granik is saying, I'm from Croatia. We're in a stronger semifinal. He says he's not going to the final. I don't know. I mean, it's important to remember first that it's really early. We only have 6 songs, and at least one of those is a big 5 song. So in terms of qualification, you know, I know people love to talk about it as soon as the songs are out, but I would say wait and see. don't get so negative already. What else are you guys saying? Jessica is saying that she loves the mix of English and Croatian in the song. Vova says that it's not bad and maybe we'll go to the final. Jurka is saying that it's from Croatia as well and believes that it's going to stay in the semifinal. I mean, I can't say I'm surprised that people are feeling this way, but you know, don't be so negative. There's lots of time.
But
There's lots of time to sort.
Yeah, it's too early to tell. You need to wait for the other songs, definitely.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Go ahead, Clara.
To be fair, the song has stuck in my mind since the moment I've heard it. I'm now listening to you, but like part of my brain is going tick tock, tiri tiri tiri, which is it's actually a good sign. Maybe it doesn't perform great in Eurovision, but it's going to perform really great as a history of Eurovision type of song. You know, like the kind of songs ESC Radio is going to play, the kind of song we're going to hear in Euroclub, the kind of song we're all going to like get very hyped about dancing in Eurovision parties. So that's also a win.
Absolutely. Yeah, totally. I mean, if you can get people to, you know, get off their seat and move around, then, you know, there's something here. And it's not like it's a dance song, but I wouldn't call it cheesy in any respect. So I think that there's a lot that's going here. Anna Maria is saying that she's happy for Albina and she likes how she mixed up things with a little bit of Croatian in. She's the whole package. And yeah, I mean, perhaps a little bit of a Eurovision trope, but at least something that gives a little bit of culture to it. Jana, how are you feeling about the mix of languages?
Yeah, I love it, and I really hope they will keep it. It's not only in English, but also in Croatian and at Eurovision.
Totally. And Nikola, you come from a country that tends to send things more often than not in Serbian. Do you think that for your own country to have this kind of approach where it's mostly in English and a little bit of Serbian, would that be something that you would like to see, or do you prefer that it's more in Serbian?
Well, I prefer when it's more in Serbian, but I think Albina's song actually works. It was I'm pleasantly surprised because I wasn't expecting Croatian parts, and when they came out, I was like, oh, this is very nice. I was surprised, so I like her. I like that moment, Croatian.
Kasar is asking if we're looking forward to Iceland and Malta's song. I mean, I'm sure that we all are. Clara?
We're looking forward. Yes, we're looking forward to every song. And am I choppy? Can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you. You're good.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. No. What question is that we are looking forward to hear every song. I also saw a comment about the national selection itself, and in my opinion, it was a very efficient show for a viewer because it was 2 hours. There were 14 songs. That's a hell of a lot of songs, and it went by super quick. In 1 hour, we already heard 9 songs, and I appreciate that speed, that swiftness, and I really, as the audience, I have nothing to complain. I don't know if as the artists, the sound was okay and the technical things were okay, but as a viewer, I think it was a very efficient national final.
And I would agree with that as well, especially, you know, I can't speak for like the hosting, for example, or, you know, anything. I had no complaints about the songs that were in Croatian either. But you know, from the outside, I'd say that overall it was a good production, and especially considering the circumstances, because you have to remember that every national selection is affected by the pandemic, as everyone is, and you know, you don't have the same liberties that you would have more often than you would when, you know, things are as they are normally. Jana, how did you feel about the show overall?
Yeah, I totally agree, except during this situation, and I really liked the stage. It was so huge, and every song had a different staging, so yeah, they did a great job.
And you, Nikola?
I loved the stage, and I loved that arena is big, but it didn't look empty.
Yeah,
so
exactly.
There were no...
Go ahead.
Yes, there were no audience, but it didn't look empty. And they had that moment with like a virtual audience via Zoom or something, so that was nice.
Yeah, they've definitely put some thought into filling the space, which is otherwise empty, and it's not always easy to do. Any other performances from tonight? I know we spoke a little bit about Nina. Who was a fan of Bernarda? Hands up. Just me? I guess so. Okay, all right. Let us know in the comments. Jake says
no,
that
but like,
Bernarda
please tell us what stood out for you.
Yes, let us know which.
Tell me, Stuart, what stood out for you
in Bernarda's performance, or just in general?
Yes, please.
Well, I think
in Bernarda's performance. Let's talk about her.
Well, I think that it was overall like it was a pretty well polished song. It's important to remember too that the performer herself you have limitations because she's blind, so you're not able to do a big moving dance routine, and you have to add movement in other ways. And I suppose I would say that it might have been lacking. It might have needed a little bit more to get the movement down. Like maybe they could have had other dancers, but at least I liked the geometric shape that they had her in, and I thought that they at least lived up to the expectation of the song by having colors. Jana, how did you feel about that one?
I'm not a big fan, honestly. I really liked it because where she was blind, and then the whole team, that was great. But my favorite was actually Blind, and I really didn't know this before, but this was so emotional, especially on stage. But also Cambi song was great, whole atmosphere.
I want to pull up the score again.
Rudan?
Yeah, that was the one.
Oh, I really like that song too. It was very dreamy. It felt very pleasant. He felt like a Disney prince, and in a way, like he said, or like some kind of Croatian Shawn Mendes. I like the staging. It was very easy. It was just him, but he had like the presence and the walking around and like the background. I think he managed to really nail it. I'm very impressed with that song. I really liked it.
Yeah, and his voice was great too.
Yes.
So as people who were tuning in to another broadcast we did earlier, I was also covering Melfest, so I wasn't able to take that one in as much, but from what I saw, it seemed pretty solid. Maybe not the most competitive in terms of Eurovision, but I think that based on what I saw, it lived up to the expectation that you would have for that kind of song. Sturm is saying Filip had a very nice and rich voice. He also has charisma and good looks. His song lacks a punch, though he makes up for it with personality and emotion. Yeah, and that's pretty much what. Yeah, that's what you guys said. Nikola, were you a fan of Filip's song?
Well, I think that song needed that wow moment. For me, that song was a little more flat than it should be. I was just waiting for that high note or something with staging, but it didn't happen. So it was okay, it was nice, but I'm not a fan.
Fair enough. Well, I mean, when it comes to the song that's actually, because obviously we've got ALBINA and TikTok, which is taking things in a different direction. Any other notable performances for you guys? I know, Jana, you mentioned, I have to look at the name again. It was the last performance, right?
Yeah, Tony, yes.
Okay,
and he already participated at Eurovision before in '94, so I was really happy to see him again, and he did a good job. The staging was great. I was impressed. And then this last chorus was so great, so powerful. Yeah, I really enjoyed it.
I'm gonna pull this comment up from Serdian, who's asking about Toma. Now, I have to admit that when we did our kind of preview video with Sanja, who is from Croatia, we missed this song. We didn't get to talk about it, and I guess I had to like eat my hat or something because he really stood out. Performance wise, in terms of energy, in terms of visuals, and Clara, I think that was a surprise for you as well.
Yes, I love the opening of the song, like the circle of light in white and he like standing, and I think it was a very visual image to start to open a song. It was clear, the shapes were clear, it was like black and white, so bam, beginning, there you have the attention. Performing 6, it was a really good running order, especially because it came after a few weaker songs. Yes, they're weaker songs, let's just put it how it is. And I really liked his vibe, I really liked his energy. It sounded a little bit to me like a Guy Sebastian kind of vibe, but at the same time, I really enjoyed the performance. But as Nikola pointed out, there was, in a way, a lack of identity. It could have been sent from any other country. It just didn't feel Croatian, and maybe because I'm a foreigner, and I love to hear like Balkan sounds, and this felt more like a generic European American beat, which is not a bad thing at all, but I missed that flavor. But otherwise, I thought it was a great performance, and I think he will be back hopefully, and I will hope to see him represent Croatia one day.
Mm-hmm. I'm going to throw up this one as well from Sarah or Halloran. I know that this was a performance that a lot of people were looking for as a means of justice, because Mia, I believe, was the one who tied with Damir Kedjel from last year, and it ended up going to him because of how the scoring works. Nikola, what did you think about Mia's performance?
I think it was nice. She was confident. I actually loved that moment when dancers from LED jumped on the stage. That was really cool, and she looked confident. Yeah, it was polished. Yeah, she was nice. She wasn't winning.
Go ahead.
She wasn't winning material for me, but she was really good.
Yeah, perhaps not. I think that you could see it working, but there were a lot of songs with that kind of vibe. I think that in terms of vocals, she did a good job at standing out, and there are so many comments coming in that I'm losing my place. And some of you are talking about other things and talking in Croatian, and I don't understand you. But Clara,
Mia had really good. No, well, I can go ahead. Mia had good vocals, but I am a little bit tired of hearing these music arrangements over and over again. Like, the song was not original. We've already heard a million times this kind of arrangement where the bass is amped up and it sounds like 80s dance music, which again, as I say in every video, is not that bad. It's not a bad thing, but if every song that's going to come out has the same arrangements, and you could actually hear it in some songs across this final and other semifinals with like different volume adjustments, but it's there, and please bring something more exciting.
Yeah, I totally agree. Yeah. I mean, her voice was really great and the staging, but it's a bit forgettable in my opinion. It's nothing special and it didn't stand out. So
yeah, and that's the thing. Like, because if we're talking about objective quality, like it has its merits, but when we're talking about the overall show, and we talked about this a little bit a few days ago in a live that we did, you and I, Clara, about how there's this big emphasis on 80s sounding music. And while there's nothing wrong with that, it does become a problem when it overwhelms the selection. And in order to win, you have to be the one that stands out like well above everyone else. And when we think about songs like Shum from Goe, Croatia, or even in a totally different way, Voila from, I almost said Voila de Barbara Pravi. They are so sonically different that and it's so important to do that if you want to succeed. And if you're going to go doing more synth pop, more 80s funk, then things can go a million ways. So I don't know. Anyway, I think we'll wrap it there. I think we've
I have a last point that I want to make about Sandi Cenov, who was number 5. There's nothing sadder than having models pretend to play a guitar and a bass when they clearly don't, and they pretend to rock and they're not doing it, and they're not doing a good job, and it's very sad. And you're using them as adornments. It's 2021. Come on, let's get over this adornment kind of staging.
Okay, fair enough. I have to admit, this is not something that I saw, so I can't comment on it. Jana and Nikola, do you want to pick up on that?
Yes, that was really cringe.
Yeah.
Okay.
I honestly already forget about the song, but yeah.
Yeah, this is the kind of visual decoration that doesn't make me happy. So.
Okay, fair enough. Anyway, with that absolute nothing that I have to add to that, I think we'll leave it there. Thank you guys so much for joining us. It was great to see you all commenting. I know that there are a lot of people who are really feel very strongly about the selection as we would expect. But nonetheless, we've got lots more to come in the next few days, not just with the national selections, but there's going to be a lot of internally selected songs that are revealed in the coming days. I believe that we're expecting the Czech song on Monday, Tuesday?
Yes.
As well.
On the 16th.
What's that?
On the 16th.
On the 16th.
No? Or the 15th. Okay, I have no idea. Sorry, I really.
Also Germany, I think. Yeah.
It's coming up. It'll be coming out soon. And there's also a second chance round, which is the first time that we've seen this from Melody Grand Prix. And so that will be on Monday. And then we have the final. We've got lots of finals happening next week. So nonetheless, all this is to say to please subscribe to Eurovoxx if you haven't already done so. Be sure to follow all of our activities on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. Our website is eurovoxx.tv. So be sure to go there and check out any news updates associated with Eurovision. And we hope to see you guys on the next video. So until then, we will sign off. Take care, guys.
Bye.
I'm very tired.
Bye.